What is up, you geezer bloke type geezers? It is Chris Marler Games here. Welcome to a different kind of video that I'm doing. Yay! So today I thought I would talk to you guys about something that I have been watching quite recently and that's been happening during this week. And I've got a few things that I want to cover. Now, the thing that I'm talking about, of course, is E3. Now, E3, of course, as you probably already know, and as gamers everywhere, all around the world already know, E3 is a conference for companies, game companies, showing off all of their latest releases and games and stuff like that. And you know what? This year for E3 has been quite interesting. Yeah, I thought I'd make this video just to sort of talk to you guys about my feelings about it, and what are the titles that I'm more excited about as opposed to everything else. Now, please do keep in mind that I am going to be covering just the things that interest me the most. I'm not going to cover every single little aspect of it. If you want to go and check out a video that talks more in depth about E3, then my mate at Petronius, Pete, has made a couple of videos about E3 in its entirety. So I totally suggest you go and check those videos out. There'll be some annotations anywhere through that. So yeah, Pete, I'm giving you a shout out because you're bloody awesome, and yeah, great couple of videos. And yeah, you should definitely go and check those out. So as you can see here, I've got a full list of things that I want to talk about. Now, obviously it doesn't cover everything, but it pretty much covers everything that I want to talk about, as opposed to things that actually did happen during the conference. So for example, I don't really want to talk about too much about the Xbox side of things because I'm not really an Xbox player, and I'm more of the PlayStation sort of type. And maybe it's because I already knew that PS4 were going to kick Xbox's ass. But nonetheless, I want to talk to you guys about everything that I enjoyed the most about watching E3, and like I said, let's just get on with it. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is the FIFA 16 trailer that was part of the EA conference. This was on Tuesday, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Tuesday. About the trailer, it was lame. It was very lame indeed. It has to be said. I didn't really care for it very much. It's just rehashed shit that we saw last year. The only difference is Pele was talking in it, and Pele's voice in the actual trailer sounded like extreme monotone bore. Don't get me wrong. I think Pele is probably the best football player that ever lived, but when it comes to talking in front of millions of people, or if he's doing an advert or anything, he's such a bore. I don't understand. He comes out as an extreme bore to me. Gameplay wise, I mean, you know, we did see a little bit of the women football as well, which was quite cool. But other than that, there's nothing to shout home about, to be honest with you. It's just the same rehashed shit from last year. And the only difference is maybe there was a slogan that was different. Rather than feel the game, we now have to play beautiful. So I don't know, it's just pretty much the same bullshit as last time. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about, something that concerned me a lot, is a lot from the PlayStation 4 side of it, of course, because I'm a PlayStation gamer. There was a lot about this really awesome game, and a lot of people are massively hyped about this, called The Last Guardian. Now, by looking at the trailer, I immediately thought that it looked a lot like Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. I thought to myself, well, is this going to be like the actual sequel to those two games? Well, it looks almost exactly like it. And apparently, people have been waiting for this game for bloody years. Well, I actually saw one person that I'm actually subscribed to. It's a girl from America, and she was actually like literally just jumping up and down with absolute joy. So I'm assuming this game is going to be massive. So yeah, I'm all out for this. The trailer was absolutely amazing. You get to play as this little kid that has a massive pet dog as a thing to help him around with the puzzles and everything. And yeah, it was just quite amazing sort of gameplay. You guys have to help each other out, solve puzzles, jump over different platforms and stuff. It's just, if you've played Ico and and Shadow of the Colossus, you're going to love this sort of game because it's right up your street, and very, very, very good game, very nice adventure game, very, very well done as well. And well, if this game gets old, I'm not surprised it keeps its value because well, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus certainly do keep their values now as opposed to when they were released before. So yeah, pretty good games that. Next up is a game that I really want to talk to you guys about. In fact, this is a game that I've been waiting for bloody years. Well, not so much years, but months, so to speak. And I kind of like been watching a lot of videos about it, you know, the developers' story to the game and everything. It's actually quite interesting of how they've been able to make it in that way. And that game is, of course, No Man's Sky. Now, this is a PS4 exclusive. I don't know if it's going to be on Xbox. I'm assuming it is. But this is going to be exclusively to PS4, if I imagine, if I remember rightly. Now, this game is bloody good. It is bloody good. So much so that the actual game itself is going to be so big, a fifth of the game is only going to be discovered, and there's going to be 1 billion people playing it. Now, what I'm talking to you about, now what I mean is by that, this game revolves you around exploring different galaxies and planets. Now, I don't know, I can't really show you all this footage because it's copyright, of course, but what I can explain to you is every little star in the galaxy is a little sun, and it has its own little place. And there's like billions of these bloody things, and of course every single one of those stars, you can do stuff, you can do battles, you can upgrade your ship and everything. It's so elaborate. And not only that, Sean Murray, the actual developer from a company called Hello Games that have actually developed this game, this guy is bloody clever. This guy knows his stuff, man. He's like the sort of guy that you want to sort of hang out and have a beer with in the pub. And you know, he's so passionate about his work. He's so passionate to make this game successful. Just looking at it is just an absolute eye candy for me, because you know, this is a sort of game that we've been wanting for years, and suddenly this very small company comes up with this game, and you know, just hopefully evolves gaming for the majority and for the future. And you know, this is fantastic that a very small company is able to do that. Activision, people like Infinity Ward, I know they do the flipping Call of Duty stuff, but you know, Bethesda, all these flipping companies have never been able to do this shit, and yet this small company from England, from Britain, have been able to come up with this shit. And you know, every single company might want to get this idea and sort of widen their ideas with these games. I'll tell you what, this is the future of gaming, tell me. Absolutely for definite. No Man's Sky, what a fucking awesome game that is. If I ever get a chance to even meet Sean Murray in real life, I'll just like, you know, shake his hand. No words. No words need to be given. Just a handshake, because this guy is bloody intelligent. Okay, next up on my list here that I've got here is Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, to tell you the honest truth, I don't think it gripped me this year. I don't think it did. Do you know why? I think it's exactly the same with FIFA. I don't think it grips me at all. It's the same rehashed bullshit that we've seen last year. The only difference is the storyline, better graphics, and I don't know, maybe new stuff, new stuff that we've not done before. But you know, that sort of new stuff that doesn't grip. You know, I don't know, man. I mean, I haven't played Call of Duty for a long time. I'll tell you what, if I had a chance to play some more Call of Duty, I'd play the first Black Ops, because it was the first Call of Duty that I ever played. Anything else that's come after that, I've just not really had any sort of interest in. But you know, if I ever decided to do a couple more series on my channel of Call of Duty, it would have to be Call of Duty Black Ops 1. Just to the fact that it's the first game I ever played, and it's the one that I enjoy the most. Just looking at Black Ops 3, I don't know, it's just the same stuff that we've seen before. If I want to play Black Ops, I'll play the first one, alright? But apparently there is one little feature that I'm actually quite interested in, and that's, I don't know if this is true or not, but you can actually customize your guns more in the form of a paint shop. So you can actually go into the little thing and you can actually paint certain parts of the gun to your liking, rather than just pay credits for a certain design. You can actually customize it yourself, going into this this gun editor. I don't know if that's true or not, but you know, I could be completely talking out my arse. But you know, that's what I think about it. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is something that no one saw coming. In fact, I've got something to show you. Just the other day for my birthday, I bought Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 1, right? 2 days later, Sony announced they're making a bloody remake of the damn thing on PS4. I'll tell you what, when everyone heard that, everyone went fucking mental. Like literally, I don't think I've ever seen a massive cheer in E3 at all. I think honestly, to tell you the truth, this had the biggest cheer in the entire thing. Now, Final Fantasy, I tell you what, I've been playing Final Fantasy on PS1 and I'm actually getting immersed into it. I think I've gone up to the bit where Aeris gets captured by, I can't remember his name, blah, 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 blah. Well, it'll be on the video anyway. But yeah, I'm up to that bit, and I tell you what, the gameplay mechanics, you know, at first I honestly thought that I wasn't going to get used to it very much because I'm so used to hack and slash, and I'm so used to just shooting everybody that, you know, I never used to care about RPGs. But now, after I've played Chrono and I've played Final Fantasy VII, I'm actually starting to get into it really quickly. And yeah, I mean, you know, I've got a purpose for playing this now, and by the time I've completed this, when the remake comes out, I'll know exactly what to do. So I'm actually really excited for this thing to come out. And I don't know when it's going to come out. I don't think I've actually specified or elaborated. But if anybody actually knows, just let me know in the comments below, and you know, we can discuss it a bit more. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII, the remake on PS4, it's just absolute coincidence that I bought the actual game the other day, and then 2 days later they announced a remake for it. I mean, it's just like, wow, it's just like Christmas come early for me, you know? But there you go, Final Fantasy VII, the remake, bloody awesome. Also, they did actually announce Shenmue III, the long-awaited conclusion to the Shenmue series. Of course, the first two were released on the Dreamcast, Shenmue 1 and 2, but there was like a massive gap after that, and nobody figured out what was going to be the end of the actual saga, the actual series. So they decided to announce Shenmue 3, but also they've got like a petition going on. They've got like a thing where fans of the series can actually back it by pledging a certain amount of money so that they can get prizes back, which is actually bloody awesome. So I don't know, if anybody's like a massive fan of Shenmue and want to pledge a few bob, you know, to back the actual the game itself. I mean, wow, that's a good way of doing it. I mean, you know, I can think of a lot of people that know a lot about Shenmue and are massive fans, and that would be huge for them. So there was this one thing that was quite interesting though. If you pledge $100, you can actually have your name placed in the credits, which was quite cool. I was actually quite amazed at that. You can actually have your name printed into credits. You could be part of gaming history, which is actually quite cool. I mean, you know, in about 100 years, in about 50 years time, you'd look back on Shenmue 3 and think, my name is in that. That's bloody awesome. Yay! Okay, so next game that I'm going to be talking to you guys about is Star Wars Battlefront. Now, this was an interesting game, to tell you the truth. I quite like the look of this. Now, I am not remotely a Star Wars fan in any stretch of the imagination, but if this was on shelves tomorrow, I would buy it, literally, just for the fact that it's a first-person shooter and it looks bloody good. It really does. I mean, you can fly TIE fighters, you can fly starships, anything that you can think, anything that a Star Wars fan would love to do in the films, they're able to do it in these games. I mean, this game is so elaborate. The graphics just look so amazing, and to tell you the fact that it's made by EA and the same people, the same company that made Battlefield. You put Battlefield and Star Wars together, and it's just like a nerdgasm for Star Wars fans. And yeah, just looking at it, it just blows my mind. The actual confrontation with Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader right at the end of the trailer literally had people like this. No joke. Literally everybody was so pumped for this game, and well, I don't blame them, to be honest, because this game looks bloody good anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so the final thing I'm going to talk to you guys about E3 is Nintendo. Now, there was only two things that I quite liked about Nintendo's conference at E3, and that being the new Star Fox game, which is called Starfox Zero, and Super Mario Maker. Everything else was just literally new DS releases. There was nothing interesting about it. The Muppets theme was quite good. Everything else was quite interesting, to be honest with you. But the Super Mario Maker and Star Fox Zero were probably the best two things about Nintendo. Super Mario Maker looks really interesting, I have to say. I think that the Super Mario Maker looks great. I reckon it will be a massive thing for Nintendo fans, purely because I think Mario is massive anyway. And if they was to do a Super Mario World abbreviation to this, I think it's just the first Super Mario at the moment. But they've got to do Super Mario World Maker at some stage, because you know that would bring in a lot, and it would bring fans in quite quickly. So I mean, I would totally get it. I would totally get it. Just for the fact that you know, you can be Mario, you can create your own levels, and you can share it with other people. It's pretty much the same as if you put Super Mario with Little Big Planet, you get Super Mario Maker, technically. Yeah, make your own levels, share them online with friends. That's top notch for me. I would totally do that shit. And yeah, the other thing I quite liked was Star Fox Zero. Now, as you probably well know, if any Nintendo fan knows, the best Star Fox game, or the best Lilac Wars game, if you're in Europe, all knows that Star Fox, aka Lilac Wars, on Nintendo 64 was the best Star Fox game. Star Fox Assault and Star Fox Adventures are as part of the series, and they were released on GameCube, but they're not really great games. Well, Star Fox Assault is pretty good, but you know, it didn't wow very many critics. But Star Fox Zero is said to be the next best thing in the Star Fox series, and actually I now have a reason to use my sister's Wii U. Yeah, if I can get that, that would be quite good. And there is one more thing that I want to suggest, and that was from the Xbox side of things. Now, I did say I wasn't going to talk about this, but however, this is an exception. There was, apparently according to AliRx, I didn't actually watch any of the Xbox conference, but according to AliRx, there is a small thing that I quite liked, and that was the Rare Replay, which has all of the Rare games that were made on the Nintendo 64, and they've been remade in an Xbox One game. So I don't have an Xbox One, unfortunately, but you know, if push came to shove and I actually wanted to buy an Xbox One, this would probably be the first thing I would buy, because of the fact that I used to play some of these games, and plus the fact I've never played Conker's Bad Fur Day, so this gives me an opportunity to save some money and actually play the game. So yeah, so there you have it, guys. That is my entire thoughts on E3. That's pretty much everything on the list. If I've missed anything out, don't forget there is Pete's videos from Petronius, that you can go and check these out on his channel. I'll actually send a shout out to him for his channel in the description below, and he should have some videos of E3 on there, so if you want to go and check those out, please do. He's an awesome mate of mine, he's a big fan of my channel, and he deserves some praise. So well done, Pete. Massive congrats. He does better videos than me, to be honest with you. I mean he goes really in depth with his videos, so fair play to him, credit to him, and yeah, definitely give him a sub. So there you go, guys. That is my E3 suggestions and thoughts and everything. If you enjoyed this video, if you want to send some really awesome thoughts about E3 and everything, please send them in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at ChrisBond9. Check me out on my Google, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitch, and check me out on my website at www.chrismon9.com. Don't forget, guys, and this is the first time I'm mentioning this on my channel, I now have an eBay store. You can check my eBay store out on my Facebook page, or I can send a link to my eBay page or my eBay store in the description below. So if you want to go and buy some games off me, let me know, and yeah, I can send them off to you. So yes, if you enjoyed this video, like I said, make sure you do all of that. I've been Chris Miner Games as per usual. Have a great day. Until the next video, I shall see you later. Hey do, and peace.